Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy TheGamingTrouge here. Super Smash Bros. Is my favorite video game franchise of all time. I think I've already explained that multiple times. But you know something that's different from Super Smash Bros. Than any other medium? This guy isn't Chris Pratt.
I'll be the one to carry on, and you can throw me to the walls, 'cause I am undefeatable.
So if you follow me on Instagram, you might remember a reel I posted of me talking about a potential Super Smash Bros. Movie. Because of articles weighing that the Illumination, the people behind the Super Mario Bros. Movie, were in talks of trying to see if it's even possible to do a Super Smash Bros. Movie. This gets me super excited, but a lot of my peers seem to be very cautious about the entire thing, given the fact that Super Smash Bros. Has so many third-party IPs and so many stories that they have yet to tell. Is it even possible for a Super Smash Bros. Movie to even be a thing? Well, to the nut that is talking about this, yes, I do believe that it's possible to get a good Super Smash Bros. Movie. But we have to go and set a couple of ground rules real quick. First and foremost, I will actually have Masahiro Sakurai either on board as a creative director or as a main producer of the film. He has a lot of passion for the Super Smash Bros. Franchise, as seen through not only the DLCs of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but especially with Super Smash Bros. Melee and Brawl, with Melee basically him making the project without a Nintendo GameCube development kit, and Brawl having its first use of storytelling in a Smash Bros. Game. So yeah, Sakurai is on the main team, as well as some people from Soul Limited if he so chooses. But in actuality, the main team that's going to be behind this is still Illumination. And honestly, just Illumination's team for the Mario movie, just take those same people that worked on that movie and have them transfer over to this project, because this project is going to need all the help that it can get. And I do hear some of you, well, the Zelda movie is going to be a live action movie. How can it possibly go into an animated cinematic universe? Well, you guys gotta remember that Nintendo is licensing out their properties for these studios. Who's to say that Illumination can't ask for the Zelda IP from Nintendo? Sony's not going to hold on to it like they hold on to something like the Spider-Man license. That's not how it works. And I'll say this, for the first movie, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see any type of Sonic the Hedgehog representation here. Not the fact that it's impossible per se, but I think the fact of getting all the licenses for Sega, Paramount, Nintendo, and Illumination might take a little bit before it can actually happen. So maybe in the sequel. Full disclosure, I have no idea if any of these movies will become a thing or not. This is all just my hypothetical hope for a potential Super Smash Bros. Movie. And with the rise and success of video game movies as a whole this last year, I think what's a better way to start off 2024 than trying to make my own Super Smash Bros. Movie. For the game library, we are sticking with the N64, so we're going to have characters from the Mario franchise, the Zelda franchise, Kirby, Star Fox, Metroid, and Pokemon. And then in the movie, we're going to be introducing F-Zero and Earthbound into the mix. And of course, characters like Donkey Kong and Yoshi that are mostly prominent with the Mario franchise are going to stick with the Mario franchise and not get their own spin-off movie quite yet. Now, even at the time of this video's script, I don't know what actors and actresses should fit for every single character in this movie, although my immediate two thoughts were Jamie Coleman as Zelda and Karen Gillan as Samus. I feel like those two will just work together, don't ask why. I'll say this, whatever actors or actresses they decide to go for, and if they're good, those will probably be the actors I would pick, honestly, because I just honestly can't think of actors that would play some of these other roles, just because I have no idea what the industry will look like at the time or anything like that. So my approach to the narrative will be something like this. We already know that a second Super Mario Bros. Movie is already on the way, so hypothetically, let's start at the end of that movie. Throughout the movie, Princess Peach and probably other characters will bring up the idea of multiple worlds, the idea that there's stuff beyond just the Mushroom Kingdom and the typical Earth world. But then, at the end of the movie, in front of Mario's door is a letter with a certain type of logo on it. And as it opens up, it says, "You've been invited." And a flash of light, Mario gets zapped out of the world and into a different world. And it will going to be tweaked for the other type of franchises that are going to get their own movies, but the two that are not going to get this treatment right away is Pokemon and The Legend of Zelda. For the Zelda movie, I 100% guarantee you they're not going to just stick to one incarnation of Link. It's going to be a little bit of every version of Link in this movie. So basically, at the end of the Zelda movie, Zelda's going to tell Link about the Ocarina of Time, and that whenever he uses it, he can travel through time in order to stop any evil. And Link senses a certain evil within the air and decides to go and use the Ocarina, slowly transporting him to a different world. And the first time we're going to see anything Pokemon related is going to be at the end of the Metroid movie in a post-credits scene where Samus is on a mission and sees a Pikachu getting shocked to death by evil robots. At this point in time, we have no idea who the robots are or who this creature is, but Samus takes it under her wing. But then gets a distress signal from Earth that something is going on, and it's up to Samus and her newly found Pokemon to go check it out. Yes, I am using the Subspace Emissary as a reference point, but obviously they're going to tweak it and obviously make it a little bit better than the Subspace Emissary's campaign. Fox will have the same distress signal as Samus, and Kirby will also get the same letter as Mario. Eventually, everyone will meet up in one general place. Our main two antagonists and main bad guys of the film is Ganondorf and Master Hand. Master Hand will be surrounded in mystery up until the final 30 minutes of the movie or so, where it turns out that Master Hand created this entire world. He created it with his own hands. So it's up to the crew to save the day, and it turns out that at the end, when Mario does the final blow to Master Hand, that all the worlds collide into one. Now the worlds are all connected. One thing that I love about the Super Smash Bros. Franchise is the fact that in every type of Super Smash Bros. Medium, you can see a lot of character moments. And that's something I want to bring into this movie. Like, one character I want to see at the start of the movie that's not Mario is actually Ness. And spoiler alert, I've never actually played or beaten a lot of the Earthbound games. I've only barely played number 3, so sorry if I say something stupid and dumb. But you can show to the audience how powerful Ness is. Have him like stop a bank robbery in his town, and then all of a sudden see the layer get dropped and him getting sucked into the world of Smash Bros. And as for Captain Falcon, man, just make him show up in the Blue Falcon, probably running over some robots or something like that, and him jumping out with the Falcon Punch to one of his opponents. And basically ham him up. I feel like that's his personality, is just straight up ham. If there's one thing that the Super Smash Bros. Series has taught me, is that the impossible can in fact be possible. Who would have thought we would have seen Joker, Sora, and Banjo all in one video game? So how come we can't see them on the big screen together? Obviously, like I said, this is probably not going to happen with third-party type characters for the first movie, but we all gotta start somewhere, and I honestly am looking forward to, if this movie ever becomes a reality, I'll be there front and center watching it with my eyes widened, like that fateful day in 2004 when I very first ever played Super Smash Bros. Melee. And with that out of the way, me and my adopted children are super excited to see what the future holds for video game movies. There's been a ton of great ones, and I can't wait to go see whatever the future may hold. This is definitely a lot of stuffed animals. I don't know what to do with all of them. Special thanks to Cat Chat for sponsoring me on Patreon. If you want your name at the end of the credits, link is in the description down below to my Patreon.